Hey everybody, this is Chris at Reptiles. Welcome back. How's everybody doing today? It is day 7 of the quarantine. Getting a little crazy here. I found out if I go out for drives, it really helps me out. It keeps me kind of doing something at least. Anyways, so if you guys are new here, please consider liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell. What that notification bell does for you is keeps you in the loop of all my upcoming videos. So it'll give you a notification when I have a new video out. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like bell, what that like bell does for me really helps me out and kind of improves my YouTube endeavors. Kind of gets my message out there. So if you guys get anything from my videos, it'd be great if you guys hit that like button, and even better, subscribe. So today I'm going to talk about something that I get asked a lot. Can I actually make a living, or can I make money breeding ball pythons? We're going to get to this, and I'm going to kind of break it down. It is possible, I'll tell you that right now, but I'm going to tell you how it works, what you can do, and you know, it depends on also even where you live. So first of all, you need to ask yourself, why do you want to do this? Is this going to be something that you're just trying to make quick money? Because if this is what you're planning on doing, it's probably not the business for you. Because when I first started breeding ball pythons, I just did it for fun. Actually, when I started, let's go back to '99 when I started breeding reptiles. I liked reptiles, I like animals, so I started breeding them. It wasn't until about 5 years ago that I thought I could actually make some money doing this. 5 years ago, I incorporated ball pythons to my, my collection. And when I saw ball pythons, I fell in love with them. And what I was thinking, what really turned me on to them is I liked the color morphs. I liked all the things you can do with them. I thought that was really neat. Also, I like the fact that you can keep a lot more of them. That's why I like crested geckos. That's also why I like leopard geckos, because I like the fact that I can have more in a smaller area because I have a garage, and I like the fact that I can actually have more in that garage, especially with a racking system. And I know some people have a problem with racking systems. I don't, because if you actually research ball pythons, they're very simple creatures. All they want to do is eat, stay warm, and hide. That doesn't mean they don't come out into the world out of these dens to go hunt and stuff, but the reason why they do that mostly is to find food. So now you know a little bit about the snakes, and let's talk about breeding them to make money. So if I have 10 females that I want to breed, and I'm going to say pied because I'm on a pied project right now. I'm trying to breed pied with ultra male. I'm trying to make an ultra male pied. So say I have, but right now I have 10 pied females. They're all visuals, and I have 1 pied male, and I breed all those. Everything goes perfect, and I get all 10 of these females to breed, and they all have 6 eggs, and there's no slugs, and I do amazing, and I hit everything. So I have 60 babies to sell. Okay, so you can see that I made $18,000. Sounds like a lot of money, not really. But I also got to think about all the upkeep I have to keep these things alive. I do keep my costs down to a minimum, because not that I'm trying to hurt my animals, but I try to keep it down as cheap as I can. I try to get the cheapest bedding I can find, so I buy it in bulk. I breed my own rats, and I've got that down to a low cost. Actually, I make a profit from it, so I try to find ways of saving money. So the first thing is you want to have quantity, and I'll show you this right here. So when you're first starting out, quantity is everything, because you're trying to make as much money as you possibly can to buy supplies. And I'll let you know right now, that money is not yours. That money is part of your whatever your hobby or your business. You have to. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough. That money belongs to the snakes. So this is the one thing. If you're not good with money, this business is probably not going to work for you unless you find something that is. This money does not need to burn a hole in your pocket. It needs to be for the upkeep of your snakes. So you need to buy racking systems. You need to buy, better incubators, things like that. That money stays there. So later down the road, I upgrade my male to a better male, which I'm all for. You should definitely have a better male. You should buy the best male you can buy. So this is what that looks like. So now that you have these pied het ultra male snakes, you're selling them for a lot more. They're all going to be het, and they're going to sell for a lot more. You can see once you start adding more genes in, they're a lot more. And honestly, this is in a perfect world. Everything goes correctly. You hit all your females. They all breed. They all have 6 eggs, 6+ eggs. You made a decent amount of money. And a lot of that's going to go back into the business. I mean, not a lot of it, but a good part of it's going back into the business. But you're finally making money. Now, this really sounds good on paper, but it's taken me years to get to this place. It depends on how much startup you have. I mean, most of us are going to have, I'd say, about $5,000 startup. Some of you might have less. Some of you might have more. But I had about $5,000 to start up with. And so I bought with what I could buy. And, I've worked myself up. I have visuals now, and I'm kind of like in the middle between these two. The thing is that the more you can add into it, the more money these things are worth. So I just made a big chunk of money. I made $100,000. That sounds like a lot of money, but it really isn't. It depends on where you live. I mean, if I lived in some place like I guess North Dakota, or I live a place like I do here, that's a decent living, because the median income here is $30,000, and I think the household income usually about $50,000. Right now I make about $100,000, over $100,000 here in Yakima, Washington, and we live very well, because we live way above the median income. Now, if I lived in New York, like Blue Line Reptiles, he's another guy that I watch his videos and he watches mine. I bet you it costs a lot more to live there in New York than it does here. Also, I have friends in California that pay a lot more money than I do. It depends on where you live, is how much money you're actually making. So now I'm going to keep these females. I bred these females, and I'm going to keep some of these back. I'm going to keep 10 of these visual pied het ultra male. So now I'm going to take them back. After 3 years, I'm going to breed these females with my visual pied ultra male. So now when I breed these, I'm going to get 50-50. I'm going to get half of them are going to be het ultra male visual pied, and I'm going to have some that are visual pied and visual ultra male. So now I'm making a lot more money, and that's if I sell all these. I'm just talking out of this thing. So I'm going to try to sell all these 60 snakes. Now it's saying I'm making $157,000. That means everything has worked out perfectly. I mean, knock on wood, everything's gone great. You can see where this is going. The more time and the more genes you put in your snakes, the more they're worth. But also, the problem with that is it's easier to sell a $300 snake than it is a $3,000 or $4,000 snake. When you're selling a $300 to $400 snake, you're going to sell to a lot more people. You're going to sell it to a person that wants a pet, a person that maybe wants to breed it. So it's a lot easier to sell those. But the problem is it takes a lot more of those and a lot more money to keep those snakes. Because like, say if I have to sell 100 snakes a year, I got to work hard to sell these 100 snakes. And then I have to also, feed them, take care of them, have more racking systems and stuff like that. Now, if I have less snakes and I'm trying to sell them, they're going to sell slower, but I'm going to make more money and with less effort. So there's a catch-22 there, that I have less snakes to sell, but I have to find, you know, it's a smaller market. So let's break down the facts. Fact number one is that you can definitely make money breeding ball python. Are you gonna be rich? No. Could you make a living? Can you actually quit the job you're doing? You probably could in a few years down the road. You just gotta make sure this is what you wanna do. I started out not planning on making any money from this. I just plan on doing it because I love these animals. So that's a big thing there. If you're planning on making money, like it's all you're thinking about, there's other opportunities to make money. This is probably not the one for you. Fact number two, breeding ball pythons is not quick money. Most people that do this full time, it takes them about 5 to 10 years to do this full time. So again, it has to be something that you love, something that you want to do, and you have to work hard to get to where you want to be. So again, if you're just here to make money, you probably should move on. Another fact is that this looks amazing on this paper. What I have written down here looks amazing, but you gotta work hard to get here. You have to sell all these snakes. So I mean, you're gonna sit on some of these snakes, period. Some of them are gonna sell right away. I mean, like even with pied, visual pied, you'll have some that, like some people like high white, some people like low white. So some of them are gonna look a little better than others. I mean, you always have, like when you have dogs, you always have the pick of the litter. Well, you can have pick of the litter of these snakes. So some of these are gonna sell faster than others. That's just a fact. So let's go on with some tips here. Tip here is, I said this before and you've heard this in other videos, buy the best male you can possibly get. Spend the money on the male, whatever it is. So if say you have $3,000 to start up with, buy a cheap racking system. Go to you know, Sea Serpents, go to Reptile Basics. Spend that money on that male. I mean, even if you have to buy het females, spend that money on the male, because it will pay you off in the end. Like you saw my first one here, my pied female. When I add that visual of the pied and the ultra male, it made those other snakes worth so much more. I mean, double or triple of what those other ones were worth. Actually, it's quadruple of what those other ones are worth. Your goal is to sell less snakes for more money. So like, I mean, if I have to sell 5 snakes a year to make a living instead of having to sell 100, that's your goal. And I understand that they don't sell as fast, but you don't have to sell as much. You don't have to go to as many shows. You know, that's your goal. But be honest, that goal is going to take a while. You're probably looking 7 to 10 years down the road to start making snakes that are worth that much money. Again, I talked about this earlier. Keep your costs down. Breed your own rats. I went from 6F to pig food. I've seen other people do this. It's worked really well for me. It cut my costs in half for my rats. My rats are still just as healthy. They're breeding just fine. Find ways, you know, buy things in bulk. I'm looking at you straight eyes. Do not compromise the health of your animals to do this, but anything that you can do without hurting those animals, cut your costs. That's what it is. Anyways, guys, I hope this really helps you guys out, because I get this question asked a lot. You know, because I'm in a transition. This year I was hoping to do this full time. This year probably won't work because of this coronavirus has set me back a lot. It set lots of reptile breeders back. So hopefully, knock on wood, it'll go away soon and we can get back to making more money and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things you can do here. If you just want to make money to like help you retire, you know, have some extra money, this works out really good. You know, you like doing this and you just want some side money, it's really great. Also, I mean, you can make a living in this, but I'm just telling you that I work hard. I go to work 40 hours a week, come home and take care of my animals. My kids help me out. My wife helps me out. I make videos. I sell rats. I sell dubia roaches, because this is what I want to do, and I want to do this full time. So anything you want to do, pretty much you can make work for you. But again, if this is not what you want to do, there's other opportunities to make money, and you probably should move on. Anyways, guys, I love you. Please check out some of my other videos right here. Also, hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. You guys stay safe. Later.